command word, huh? Arise.
Hello solo leveling fans. Do you ever just get overwhelmed by all the abilities and skills in the game and you just don't know which ones to pick because there are so many and you don't know which ones are the best ones? Well, this video is for you, so let's get started. There are 16 abilities for Sung Jinwoo that you can use, and in this video I'm going to go over the best ones and the best abilities that you should level up. Starting with the QTE skills, since they are the most used, these being Shadow Step, Collapse, and Death, with Shadow Step being the strongest ability out there, and here's why. Shadow Step has a 15-second cooldown, and can be activated after an extreme evasion for 3 seconds. In those 3 seconds, the enemies are extremely slow, and the defense drops by a whopping 60%, which is crazy good honestly. And this ability is your bread and butter in combat, as 3 seconds is a lot of time to get you out of sticky situations and flip the script on the enemy. The next two abilities go hand in hand together, as all you have to do to trigger them is get a knockdown on your target. Then activate Collapse, launching your target in the air, and follow it up by Death. The beauty of these skills is that they can affect multiple targets, and can be useful to clear multiple enemies at the same time. Moving on to our first break ability, which is Crushing Blow. And side note, break abilities are much better to invest in. Crushing Blow is one of the runes that unlock fairly early in the game, and it deals a decent amount of damage with medium to heavy break potential. It has a low CDR of 10 seconds and it covers a good variety of elements, but in my opinion not all the variants are good. I think the Dark and Fire variants are probably way more useful than the other two. With the Fire variant, you can charge your Gauge by 10% and lower your CD for your ultimate ability by 10 seconds. And with the Dark variant, it allows you to time parry and inflict heavy break damage if done correctly, adding a little bit of skill to its use, but a great reward in return. Next up is Armor Break, a very unique skill and an absolute favorite of mine. That is because it's the only skill with an almighty break effect in the game. It also has 4 variants, all being amazing elements, those being Light, Fire, Wind, and Water. Unlike Crushing Blow, all these elements are pretty useful. Alongside the almighty break effect, the Water variant also adds the freeze effect to your enemies. The Wind variant allows you to group enemies all in the center together, and the Fire variant is very helpful in things like the Power of Destruction, with its crazy damage multiplier and a 30% crit increase. And finally, the Light variant. It allows you to become invincible once activated. Pretty damn good honestly. However, Armor Break is a late game rune and unlocks later down the line, unless you're extremely lucky, so Death Dance is another top tier skill with plenty of break potential and a lot of great variants. It is also super useful in boss fights like Icarus for its light and dark variants, and honestly, it's one of my personal favorites as well. You also sometimes need abilities to group up and clear multiple enemies at once, and nothing is better at doing that than the Commander's Touch. It's by far the best AoE ability in the game and provides a lot of damage even though it has no runes, especially with the Black Hole, as it sets you up for plenty of combos. Up next is Multi-Strike, another great option with more useful variants. It can be used for the Icarus fight since it has a light and a dark variant, and it also has another 2 variants which are great for breaking potential and allowing you to become invincible with super armor. I have to say though, it's not as strong as the past skills in my opinion, or at least that's what I feel like when I compare it to the rest of the skills. Let me know what you think in the comments. Finally, the most DPS skill by far in our arsenal being our ultimate skill. Depending on how far you progressed in the game, there are 2 ultimates that you can use, but Truth Mutilate will always deal more damage, so make sure to save your skill scrolls on your first ultimate and put them all in Truth Mutilate. With that being said, here's a quick tier list of all the abilities scaled from S rank all the way to D rank. Feel free to pause the video. If you found this helpful, like and subscribe, share with a friend, and comment which skill do you think is the best. Happy leveling.